What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 300 subscribers, of course, and we're gonna be posting. I won't say every day, but I'm try to stay consistent because people need breaks. So we still grinding for 300 subs. So if you ain't liking this video, subscribe. And as you can see by the title, we're gonna be looking at the career of Clyde the Glide. And from what I hear, Clyde Drexler was one of the best players in the 90s or in the 80s in general, and in the 2020s I don't hear his name talked about as one of the best shooting guards of all time for some reason. Like, some people don't have him as top 10. I know for damn sure he's top 15, but let's just get into his career. His first season, he was nice. He averaged, not his first season, my bad, his second season. His first season, he averaged 7.5 points per game, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. In the 1984-1985 season, his second season, he averaged 17.6 rebounds and 5 assists. Clyde the Glide was this all-around player. The three wasn't there like most of the people in the 80s and the 90s, but when he elevated, like, he could glide in the air. He got the nickname Clyde the Glide for a reason, and he was dunking the ball a lot, and he had the flashy layups. He had the handle to get right by you. So it's not, he had the average 80s 90s type of game, but he was at 6'5", 6'6", either 6'5", 6'6", or 6'4", one of those heights. But he did his job. He is a Portland Trailblazers legend, and I don't know, would you call him the best player in Portland Trailblazers history, him or Dame? There's another player I'm probably forgetting, but in my opinion, he might be the best to ever wear Portland, or best Portland player to ever play, if you want to modernize Dame. But in the 1985-1986 season, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 8 assists. And this was his highest assisting season, so he showed that he could play make while still keeping his averages up in his third season. And in his fourth season, the 1986-1987 season, he averaged basically 21.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. And it's crazy when you think about how many players was undershined or overshadowed by Michael Jordan's legacy, and Michael Jordan being one of the best players of all time, or being the best player of all time, whatever you want to call it. Clyde the Glide is putting up stats like him, and I'm not pretty sure. I heard he beat MJ for an MVP one season, and that's not talked about. I don't see that floating around social media a lot. They just talk about how great MJ is. And in the next season, he averaged, in his 1987-1988 season, he averaged 27 points, 6.5 rebounds, and basically 6 assists. This is when he had his highest scoring seasons, and he didn't win MVP in these seasons, I'm pretty sure. Nah, he didn't. Wait, he doesn't have an MVP. I thought he did have an MVP. My bad, I got that wrong. But he was considered one of the best shooting guards on the planet, or best players on the planet. So I'm not going to take that away from him. And the very next season, 1988-1989 season, he averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. The playmaking still being there. And they don't talk about him as a scorer too. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with NBA media. They don't talk about these old players enough. They keep talking about the same exact players. Like, why not highlight different players? I'm gonna do a Jerry West video soon. Somebody told me to do that a couple months ago, but I keep forgetting. But Clyde the Glide, that was his highest scoring seasons of his career. He went back 1989-1990 season. He averaged 23 points, 7 rebounds, and basically 6 assists. In the 1990-1991 season, he averaged 21.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and basically 6 assists, showing he still had a lot left in the tank, even though he is approaching his prime at this point. But I would say his best seasons came in his younger days. I guess that's what you would say. His next season, right after this season, he had one of his highest scoring seasons. He went back up to the production level that he was accustomed to in the 1991-1992 season, where he averaged 25 points, 6.5 rebounds, and basically 6 assists. In the 1992-1993 season, he averaged basically 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. And in the 1993-1994 season, he averaged basically 19 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. This would be the season before, marking the pretty much the end of his Portland Trailblazers career, and that's why I would say he was one of the best, or the best Trailblazer of all time, because he was consistently putting numbers out day in and day out. But you could say the same thing for Dame. So if you're watching the video up until this point, comment who you think is the best Trailblazer of all time, Clyde the Glide or Damian Lillard. But he would go to Houston, my bad. He played 41 games before getting traded. He averaged 22 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. In the 1994-1995 season, before getting traded, he went to Houston, played 35 games. He averaged 21.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. And it's good that he got that team out with Hakeem, who got his first ring the year before, and then they add Clyde the Glide to make another finals push and win again. So it's great for him to get that ring that he was pushing for and chasing since he got to Portland, and he went to Houston and got it immediately. And it sucks that he couldn't get another one, but hey, he still had a career of a legend, I would say. In the 1995-1996 season, he averaged 19.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Full season in Houston. He played 52 games this season, and I'm pretty sure this is when the injuries started to pile up, because he would be retired in the next 3 seasons. And it's good that he left. He knew when to call it quits, because not a lot of players know when to cut it quits. Like, they shortcome themselves and their careers just tank down because you watch them play when they're older and they're not the same at all. But in the 1996-1997 season, he averaged 18.6 rebounds and basically 5.5 assists. And in the 1997-1998 season, his last season in the NBA, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, showing he still had that playmaking bag in him, which he had from the start of his career. And Clyde the Glide's accolades speak for themselves. He was a 10-time All-Star. He won a championship in 1994-1995, like I said. He was a member of the 1992 Dream Team, and he was All-NBA first team in 1992, All-NBA second team in 1988 and 1991, All-NBA third team in 1990 and 1995. And I forgot that he made the finals with the Portland Trailblazers too in the 1991 season, in the 1992 season. Yeah, that was the team he made first team All-NBA, but he made the finals. It's just MJ was the better player, and he outplayed him in the finals, and he showed why he was better than him. But Clyde the Glide was no scrub, and I made this video because a lot of people don't talk about Clyde Drexler nowadays, and I don't understand why, because he was one of the best players of all time. And it's crazy that he wasn't on the 75th anniversary team. Like, he was only on the 50th anniversary team. I feel like that's disrespectful to me, but what do I know? I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe. I got some videos right here. If you enjoyed this video you just watched, video on the right and video on the left, and click on it.